Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, so per my usual antics, this is the Miami Dolphins preview video where I'll be talking about the upcoming game that the Miami Dolphins are playing, and this week they're hosting the New England Patriots at Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday. Obviously, the Patriots coming off that huge win against Buffalo, and the Dolphins coming off of that absolute hosing against the Philadelphia Eagles. If you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button. If not, that's fine. I respect it. And to all the people that aren't newcomers, I appreciate you returning. Anyway, speaking of the Dolphins and Patriots, I want to talk about a clip that's been circulating. It was an interview clip of Kyle Van Noy, former Patriot and Dolphin, who happened to be there for Tua's rookie season. I know we all remember that dominant defense and that offense that just kind of never got it going. And Kyle Van Noy alluded to that there was, in fact, beef between Chris Grier and Brian Flores revolving Tua Tagovailoa, to which, per all the reports we hear, seems to be the constant. Flores was not a big Tua guy, and Chris Grier is and was a big Tua guy. So far, it looks like Chris Grier is winning that battle, and Flores, he's back in the league as a defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. And I am not a Brian Flores hater like most Dolphins fans. Sometimes we got to take off those blinds we have up because we're all fans, so there's always going to be a slanted, biased view. But Brian Flores was a good coach. He was just very old school, hard-nosed, get to work, and I'm above you type of deal, which obviously McDaniel is the complete opposite. And, which way is the right way to do things? I mean, the Flores way got the New England Patriots 6 Super Bowls. That being said, is that way going to work now and into the future? I'm not sure. But as of right now, it does look like Chris Grier is winning the Tua battle, or the Tua debate. And that's what I want to talk about real quick here as I transition to the topic of our favorite player. And don't lie and say it ain't your favorite player, because the franchise quarterback is everyone's favorite player. Well, the receivers leave, the tight ends leave, the linemen, it's a revolving door, defenders leave, everyone leaves. The head coach and the quarterback, if you have a good team, are the only constants. So hopefully for the next many years, we will be watching our current quarterback still playing football, because this year it's been a pleasure. And speaking of which, there's been a lot of talk online of quarterbacks like Tua, like Brock Purdy, but specifically Tua being a system quarterback. His success only being a product of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Mike McDaniel, which to me is a little bit ridiculous, because Tua doesn't have the natural selection of weapons most quarterbacks do. He is working with short, fast receivers, which is pretty new. It's a modern day type of offense that wasn't prevalent 10 years ago, wasn't even prevalent 5 years ago. I mean, short receivers wasn't a big thing for a long time, and now it is. The Dolphins offense is 90% short. I mean, we just got Chase Claypool. He hasn't caught a ball yet. So mostly what we're doing here is speed, and Tua throws the ball with anticipation like no other quarterback I've ever seen, especially this year. Now, are there things that he can improve on? Absolutely. But this goalpost moving nonsense is ridiculous. I mean, a couple years ago, his success was the defense, and he only throws short passes. He can't throw the deep ball. Then he throws the deep ball, but now he's only throwing the deep ball because it's Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and it's the system. I mean, at some point we got to recognize that every quarterback is in a system. And these are all NFL coaches. There's no dumb offense in the NFL. Are there offenses that are more complex and better than others? Yeah, but the Dolphins' offense, as every offensive player would state, is very wordy and very complex. And not every quarterback would be able to get their head around that offense. So beyond being a good athlete, Tua is a smart quarterback, which is, what more can you ask for? If you are a Dolphins fan who's been watching this season and actually watching the way he's been playing, let's ignore the stats. Forget the touchdowns, forget the yards, forget the boneheaded interceptions. Just judging off of the eye test, he's playing a different brand of football than he's played the past. He played last year and far different from the quarterback that we had in 2021. I mean, they say, I know he's not rolling to the outside and bombing the ball 70 yards down the field, but he is on a very regular basis making off-script throws, starting to run, but then finding a receiver. I mean, to say that he is merely only a product of the system is actually fucking stupid. It's stupid. And I respect Chris Sims and Mike Florio. I am an enjoyer of their content, but I think a lot of people just don't want to sit there and go, we were wrong. And you motherfuckers were wrong about our boy Tua, all right? I am backing Tua. And if you watched me in 2021, I was not sold on our quarterback. I wasn't sold. I'm sold now. I'm sold. I'll tell you that I have not seen a better quarterback play for the Miami Dolphins in my lifetime. So I know that's not a high bar to go through, but I'd take Tua probably over 28 quarterbacks in the NFL. Now, who would I take before him? Mahomes, Allen. I don't even know about Allen. Maybe just Mahomes. I can't really think of anyone else off the top of my head. So, I mean, Tua's that guy, man. And, I just rambled about our quarterback. Let's talk about the rest of the team. We're playing the New England Patriots, coming off a big win. I just rambled about Tua for whoever knows how long. Yeah. Anyway, the Patriots are coming off of that huge win against the Bills. And I'm not going to lie to you, that makes them a much scarier opponent than they would have been had they got blown out like everyone thought they would. I mean, that's a big win for the Patriots to beat a team that no one gave them a chance to beat, including myself. I didn't see it coming. That being said, I still think the Dolphins match up a lot better against the Patriots than they do against the Bills. Plus, our defensive line these past 3 or 4 weeks, they've been outstanding. If we could keep the same level of production going from the D-line, the Patriots aren't going to get 20 points. They're going to float around 14 to 17, just like week 2. So, and I should add, I almost forgot, Jalen Ramsey back at practice. He might play this week. I'm not going to bank my cards on it, but he could play this week. Xavier Howard probably going to play. Nick Needham, he is back, actually. Nick Needham is back, and he might be playing safety in the case Javon Holland can't play due to his concussion, although McDaniel did say he's progressing. Who knows what that means? More often than not, questionable for the Dolphins means they ain't playing. So the defense is getting healthier, though. So that's outstanding. And, they've been playing better. I felt like it was a solid defensive outing against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I feel confident going against the Patriots, even though Mac Jones, had a good game last week. I think that comes to an end this week. We're gonna bully that guy. That's my prediction. Unfortunately, on the offensive side, it's kind of the opposite story. Our boy Wynn is going to be out for an extended period of time. Hopefully, we'll be getting Connor Williams back. We need him, man. I don't want to see Liam Eichenberg fucking playing anymore. I hate him. I hate that guy. Not personally, but as a football player. I mean, he fucking skids the snaps off the ground. I can't stand him. I'd really like to see Connor Williams back out there. And, we'll see. We'll see. I think even if he doesn't play, Mike McDaniel can mask a lot of the issues of the offense with quick passes and whatnot. Speaking of quick passes and injuries, I haven't heard anything about Jalen Waddle's back, so I expect him to play this week. So pretty good health for this point in the season, especially knowing that we'll be getting a lot of reinforcements coming up after the bye week. Teron Armstead, yada yada. Oh, Devon Achane, or however you pronounce it. So when it comes to just this game, the Dolphins, I feel like, outmatched the Patriots pretty much all over the field. I'd like to see more of a pass-happy scheme offensively if Connor Williams isn't playing, because running on 1st and 10 and getting 0 yards or losing a yard is a waste of our time. Let's just use, just like week 1 when the run game wasn't working, use the passing game as an extension of the run game. That is what I'm expecting to see this week. I expect Tua to throw at least 340 yards this game. I know. I sound like I'm losing my mind because they've been running so much lately. But I am expecting a pass-happy game plan this week because I'm not sold that Connor Williams is going to play. Hopefully he does. But in any event, I expect a pass-happy game plan. All right, a lot of Tyreek Hill, a lot of Jalen Waddle. Let's get Chase Claypool involved. And I expect the Miami Dolphins to win this game 38-17. That is my prediction for this week. Tua Tagovailoa, he's 5-0 against Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. We got to finish the job, sweep him up, and get him out of here. Also, if you don't know, the Dolphins are sporting the throwback uniforms this week. You can't lose in the fucking throwbacks, baby. They're coming down to hot South Florida. The crisp white throwbacks from the 70s. Best offense we've seen in years. Man, I expect fireworks. Dolphins are going to dominate this game, man. I'm telling you. And if they don't, I'm going to be fucking pissed. And I'm going to come back here pissed off on Sunday afternoon. That's all I got for you. I appreciate anyone who takes the time to listen to me. And wait, at the end is when I talk bullshit. All right? I actually want to share a quick story. So, when I first started this channel, my first few videos or my first year or so, I got comments that said I sound like Bill Burr. Even one person recently asked me if I was from Boston. And I just want to tell this story real quick. In that year was the COVID year. And I knew I wanted to make more videos on my channel. I didn't know how. I didn't even have video in the background then. But what I did do was I listened to a shit ton of Bill Burr podcast clips. And I really did emulate Bill Burr for a long time. I don't think I do it anymore. Maybe subconsciously I do a little bit. But I thought that was hilarious anytime someone says that I sound like Bill Burr. Because it's like almost... In the beginning, if you listen to my old videos, I am straight up copying the legend Bill Burr. And so that's it. Shout out to Bill Burr. No real point in me telling you this. It's just a funny little tidbit of how I've grown as a content creator and my comfort level sitting in front of a microphone and talking into it. It is something that takes time, but I enjoy doing it. and I enjoy doing it for you. So fucking hit the fucking like button. Fucking give me a comment or something, you fucking... Nah. Alright, I'm fucking out of here.